Hello, Libra. Thank you so much for joining me again. So as always, before we get started, we're going to take a look at your oracle cards. And Libra, this week from Le Vampire, you pulled religion, canon, rules, and commandments. And then from Chakra Wisdom, you pulled isolation. Now, from religion from Le Vampire is one of those cards that I don't see pulled very often. It's pretty neat that you guys are pulling this. The blessing is talking about the great beauty in the rites and rituals, history, and tradition of religion. Working with this card is talking about you learning more of the world's religions and beginning to understand what has influenced your own life. There's a need here for you to begin to understand the difference between personal ethics, faith, and connection. This is saying that it's time for you to claim a religion now. It's time to examine your heart and say, this is mine. This is what I worship. This is what I love. But when you look at that with isolation, I think some of you may be missing out on this. Isolation is asking you if you know the difference between isolation and solitude. It's saying not to wait for the right time to live your life. You are on the verge of something big, but if you don't participate, it could pass you by. The very first quote for this card says, "I've got all I could ever need right here." This is about self-protection, making excuses, over-preparing, never feeling ready to take action. So some of you may be isolating yourselves, and some of you may be blocking yourselves off from learning more about religious faith, which is a little worrisome. But, you know, again, with isolation, if you're in the process right now of kind of like being the hermit, definitely make the most of it and learn about religions, because it's going to open you up spiritually. But again, you know, don't wait for your life to pass you by here with isolation. It's saying that, you know, you're not ready. You're not ready to. All right, Libra, here we go. Here's the energy coming through. Justice, there you are. Justice is about fairness and balance. It's making amends for wrongs. I like that this is your card. It describes you guys beautifully, beautifully. Justice is about weighing out the options, weighing out different sides of a situation before you make final decisions. But there's also this feeling of having wrongs amended here too. I don't know why that one's sticking out the most here with justice, but it's also about fairness and balance in relationships as well. But yes, hello Libra, we know this is your reading. And in the past, the Page of Wands. So in the past, there is enthusiasm, excitement. Some of you may have been getting some really exciting news and following your passions. I like the Page of Wands because even though there's that little bit of hesitation there with taking a new path, there's this hopeful optimism when it comes to new things in your life and experiencing new things. And in the present, the Six of Wands, and I love it. I love it. I like that you're pulling this wand energy going on right now. The Six of Wands is talking about victory over adversity, and absolutely with justice. So if some of you are dealing with any kind of court proceedings, I can tell you it's going to go in your favor for sure, for sure. But I think a lot of you are finding some balance in your own life right now. And, you know, I kind of worry about isolation. You know, when I look at it with religion, it could too talk about, you know, it's hard for us to change religious views when that is what we have been taught all our lives. You know, it could be talking about you not really wanting to get involved in that. But I think for some of you, I mean, you know, if you have a strong foundation in your faith, learning about other faiths is not going to change your own faith and what you hold to be true in your own life. My husband always said that there's truth in everything. I've always said that there is no one true religion, but there is for the individual. And what the individual believes, no one can stand in judgment of. I just worry here with isolation that some of you guys may be blocking yourselves off from experiencing something that's going to expand you spiritually. But looking at the three cards that you have here in the reading is fantastic. It's fantastic. And I like that the Page of Wands is what's coming through here. There's excitement and there's fire and passion and you getting balance in your life. Future conditions, the Eight of Cups. So here is where this really starts to come into play here, when you realize that what is weighing you down, you need to walk away from. The Eight of Cups has always been about moving on emotionally before we do physically. It means that you've built something here, but it hasn't been fulfilling you for quite a while. And there's a need to walk away here and take a new path, which is great when you're looking at the energy of the Page of Wands coming through. And then having victory in between that is fantastic. But, you know, amending this wrong though as well. It's hard to walk away from the things that we've spent so much time with and put so much effort into, and then realizing that it's just not enough. But I think you guys are headed on the right path here, for sure. For sure. I'm not saying this as a really bad thing or you needing to get away from anything that's extremely bad right now or in the future. I mean, you're pulling the sense of victory, which is perfect. It's perfect, especially next to justice. Look at that. Your best path to follow, and I like it. I like it. Getting your shit together. The Emperor is order and structure out of chaos and getting control of your life. And absolutely, Spirit here is telling you that you have an ability to get control over the things that are happening to you. Beautiful energy for you guys. Even though in future conditions you're going to be walking away from something here, it's going to be for your own good. And Spirit is saying that this is going to happen so that you can have control. You can have control over your own life and over what happens to you. In your environment, the Two of Pentacles. So, you know, looking at that with victory being the present conditions, I think some of you are getting control over all the situations that you may be juggling here. The Two of Pentacles is the balancing act. You know, it's saying that you're able to continue doing this balancing, but when do you get to a point where you're like, fuck it, and you let everything drop? To me, that this is a signal of needing some balance. Some of you may be juggling work and home, juggling the finances, juggling two different situations going on in your life. But with the Six of Wands there, I think you're getting control over all the different things that are going on, and you're able to keep the balance going here. I mean, for the first time in a long time, I'm not seeing the Two of Pentacles as a bad thing. You know, and I think that's where you start to feel this control and being able to walk away from the things that you shouldn't be juggling anymore. And finding that balance. The balance between doing the everyday practical and following what excites you. Your hopes and your fears, the Five of Cups. And it makes sense. It makes sense. When you look at the Eight of Cups, and you're walking away from things that are no longer fulfilling you, again, it can be really hard to do. And you may get a sense that, you know, you've lost a lot. That's the feeling that I'm getting around this in your hopes and fears. It's like, I'm walking away from this, but man, I'm going to be losing a lot here. But, you know, again, with the Five of Cups, when you're dealing with emotional pain, it's important to remember that not all is lost. I think you're going to be making a difficult decision in future conditions, but Justice is saying that it is for you to find balance in your own life. You're not just walking away from something here for no reason. You're doing this so that you can have control over your life and have that much needed balance. It's just that I think for some of you, there's going to be some emotional attachment here, and it may feel there's a little bit of a sadness there, but I think for some of you, you're looking at it more like I'm losing a lot here. You know, you can't let that overwhelm you. You can't let that fear overwhelm you, because I do think that you're doing the right thing here. Otherwise, Spirit wouldn't be saying, hey, it's time to start getting control over this. And the best way for you to do that in future conditions is to walk away from what is weighing you down. It's just emotionally, there may be a little bit of difficulty surrounding it. But what you're doing here is for your own good. Seeing you as the overall signifier here, or the overall energy, is balance. It's balance in your own life. Where some of you may not be feeling it, you're understanding that the best way to have victory over this is to walk away from it. It's just that emotionally, it may be a little bit bleh. It may be a little bit hard to deal with. But, you know, again, you're supposed to be building on what you still have. It can be hard to see that and to do that when your focus is on what is gone. But it's just a fear. It's just a fear. And really, you know, you're trying to amend wrongs in your life right now. And then the outcome, the Hermit. Wow. Finding some enlightenment. I like it because I was talking about that with isolation, the Hermit. The Hermit is really you going inward. There's the part there too where, you know, it's you backing away from the world for a while. But it's not so much that you're wanting to get away from people. It's because you're wanting to go within and start seeking some enlightenment and some understanding. You know, getting that balance in your life spiritually, mentally, physically, all of it. Just, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I love seeing the Hermit as the outcome. I don't see this as a bad thing. And you're still pulling on this energy of the Page of Wands. And I think the journey that you're taking here is going to be very spiritual, especially with religion coming through. Those answers are within. And you're seeking that out. You're seeking the answer to amending wrongs and creating balance in your life. I love it, Libra. It's a beautiful reading. I just think that some of you may be dealing with some emotional difficulties. Whatever it is that you end up walking away from here, it's for your own good. And you know that, especially coming out with the Hermit. But I think some of you are seeking an understanding now of how to move forward in your life where you're not constantly doing this juggling act either, or allowing yourself to fall back into situations where you put so much time and effort into something and then end up having to walk away from it because it's not fulfilling you. But overall, beautiful. It's beautiful, Libra, especially at your last reading. And your throat chakra. So here's the thing. When it comes to your solar plexus, this being the third chakra is about your ego, your sense of self, your identity. And then when you're looking at the throat chakra, this is you speaking your truth. The fifth chakra is only ever blocked by lies. The third chakra is only ever blocked by shame. So in order to get both of these spinning, looking at love, it's so important to proceed with love in your heart. Putting love first in your life. It's such a powerful thing. And for a long time, I used to take it for granted. But when we put love into the things that we are doing or the things that we are trying to manifest, it shifts our vibration and puts us right on target with the things that we're wanting. But I really feel like what Spirit's saying here is that it's so important for you to use love when it comes to your sense of self and the truth that you are speaking in your own life. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. All right, Libra, we're going to take a look at the romance angels to see what is going on for you guys in love. But I'm really loving this reading. There's a very peaceful feeling around this. And, you know, one of the big things that I talked about, too, when it came to justice, about fairness and balance in relationships. You rule the seventh house, which specifically has to do with our relationships and our marriages. And seeing love come out, and you being ruled by Venus as well, it's beautiful and it's perfect. And I think it's important, especially when you're trying to get these chakras spinning again for you. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. Wow, Libra. I would say that for some of you, love is going to be going absolutely fantastic for you guys. I think for those of you who are single and haven't met anybody yet, I think the person that you do end up meeting and getting into a relationship with is going to head this way. Wedding and honeymoon. It's beautiful. And for those of you who are in a relationship, you are really enjoying time together right now. And with, you know, the summer, that's perfect. Absolutely. You know, and for those of you who didn't have the honeymoon, maybe now it's time to start planning that. Take a trip. You know, I look at this card and I think, go to Italy. But beautiful, beautiful reading, Libra. I like that love showed up for you, and I think it will help you with getting these chakras spinning. But I really feel like you are doing what you need to create some much needed balance in your life. All right, Libra, I really like this reading. There is a very peaceful feeling around this. I just think that some of you may be dealing with some emotional situations when it comes to walking away from the things that are no good for you, or dragging you down, or not fulfilling you anymore. It's going to be a little bit tough emotionally, but I think where you come out at is beautiful. Seeing the Hermit as your outcome is really saying that you're getting some spiritual inspiration here and understanding what is happening here with the Eight of Cups and the Five. When we're dealing with emotional difficulties surrounding issues that we have to walk away from, this is the perfect energy to be pulling on here, because again, it's taking that journey that is feeding your mind and your soul. It's that inward soul searching. And I think a lot of you are in that spot right now where you're creating that balance and you're creating the stability in your life as well. And some of you are really getting control over your finances. Seeing the Six of Wands and the Two of Pentacles is great. Having one in your environment, but having you focused on the Six of Wands is fantastic. Having victory over adversity. It's beautiful. And I just think that some of you may be dealing with a little bit of emotional difficulty, but when you look at you pulling on this energy of the Page of Wands, I feel like for some of you, this journey is going to be very spiritual, but there's this enthusiastic feeling around this. And again, and I was saying this with isolation and the Hermit, right? Like, I think for some of you, you may be isolating yourself when it comes to opening up to, the different religious views and different religious ideas. But really, I saw this as Hermit energy for a lot of you. It's not that you're isolating yourself. It's just that you're needing some solitude right now to really do some soul searching, which I think is beautiful. The energy here is so calming. If some of you guys are feeling a block, though, in your third and fifth chakra, your solar plexus and your throat chakra, there is a need here for you to put love in your life. Whether it's giving and receiving love or doing what you love, this is going to help these two chakras start spinning again. It's so important to speak your truth and have confidence in yourself. Don't allow yourself to feel shame, because it will block that. And as far as, the fifth chakra and then justice showing up, that is definitely you speaking your truth and finding some balance and amending wrongs. And those wrongs may be things that you spent too much time on that weren't worth the effort that you put through. And it may be a little bit painful, but where you come out at is beautiful. It's beautiful. This cracks me up that these two cards are the ones that showed up for those of you in love. If you're just now meeting somebody or you just started dating, maybe wedding and then honeymoon following, maybe. I just think it's funny that this showed up for some of you. Wedding, though, is saying that, one, if you haven't met somebody yet, this may be the person you end up marrying, which, congratulations, right? But you're taking your relationship to the next level. I love honeymoon, though, for those of you who are coupled and happy. Go have fun with each other, go somewhere, travel, spend some time together. In Italy keeps popping up for me. And those of you who are in Italy right now, you guys are lucky. You're lucky. Enjoy the scenery that's around you, because you live in a beautiful area. But these two are beautiful cards. I think things are going to be going well for you in terms of relationships. But there is some internal things that need to be looked at first. But I think you are on a beautiful track here.